Hello, welcome to the unplanned, unpredictable, no, unplanned,
No, you're. Are you trying to be
unprepared.
funny? Are you
No,
trying to be funny?
you know what's funny? You know what's really funny? I guess it doesn't matter because we only have like 10 podcast episodes left before we kind of do the big reveal. But I was doing a different intro, and then that threw me off. Let me start again. Hey guys, welcome to the unplanned, unprepared, unpredictable podcast, where the topics are unplanned, the hosts are unprepared,
Unpredictable.
and the conversations are unpredictable. My name is Tom, and I have with me my co-host,
Jerquavis.
Jaquavis.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right, all right, all right.
Jerquavis.
I don't know why, but that sounds racist to me. Are you being racist?
There was this picture on Instagram of four chocolate bars. There
Uh-huh.
was a white one with a wrapper, and then a black one with no wrapper, and then a white one that was kind of tilted to the side, and then another white one that was like tilted to the other side. And then the caption was like, "Pick the one that is different." And
Mm-hmm.
then, most people would, I think, choose the dark chocolate one.
Mm-hmm.
And then the post was like, "Oh, you just picked the dark one, didn't you, racist? The one that's different is the one with the wrapper on it." So
Ooh.
so the point is, that's how you take it because you're probably a racist. Anyway,
All right.
yeah,
Okay. How are
Jerquavis.
you? How are you, Jerquavis?
I'm tired.
Yeah, me too.
Not as tired as usual, but pretty tired.
Hmm. Should
Yeah,
we
but
should we do something truly unpredictable and just cut the podcast right here? All right, guys, we're done.
I said many episodes ago that we should try to cut it, and then you were like, no, the we should at least stay for an hour. You
Yeah,
know
you're
what?
right.
Like, even if there's dead silence, I think that's I mean, it's not good. It's definitely not good,
Hmm.
but it's better
What
than cutting early. I'm okay with cutting early.
what if we said that at some point in this podcast we're gonna reveal our like bank account number, but you don't know when that's gonna be, so you have to listen to the whole hour
What
to find out.
what's the benefit of the bank account number?
I don't
Like,
know. Or you know what? Maybe we should do something fun like that, right? Where we make like a Bitcoin wallet and put like $100 worth of Bitcoin in there, and then the the address is somewhere hidden in one of our episodes, or like it's the address is like spread across like 5 different episodes, and you have to listen to each and every one very intently to be able to figure it out. That hey, that's actually a pretty good marketing strategy, no?
so you basically want to give away $100?
Yeah, but then the only way you can find it is if you intently listen to every episode. And it won't be like, oh, in the next 5 episodes, we're going to hide it. Like, you just don't know. And you just have to keep listening forever.
I don't even want to do that, and I make this podcast.
I know. That's why.
Oh,
But if you had the opportunity to make $100, wouldn't you do that?
I don't think it's worth it because you have to listen to hours and hours of podcast,
Yeah.
and maybe you'll get it.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think any nobody's gonna do that. And it sounds like a lot of work and preparation. That goes against the spirit
Now, you're
of
right.
what we're doing.
I
Yeah.
honestly don't even know how to make a Bitcoin wallet. I actually don't even know if that's the correct terminology.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
Yep.
You sound ridiculous. So anyway, do you have any topics you want to discuss?
Have you seen any new movies or TV shows recently?
No, I
Okay,
haven't
then no,
even
I
thought
don't.
about it. Oh, okay. Are there any
No.
new ones out coming out?
Uh, like new TV shows?
Or I mean, TV shows, I'm sure, but like a really important movie that people are looking forward to.
I think that at the end of this year is going to be a big one.
Why?
Avengers Doomsday is coming out, and uh, Dune. Messiah is coming out, Dune 3. And I think Odyssey by Christopher Nolan.
Oh, those are late 2026 movies.
I believe so. Yeah. Whoa. Do you hear that?
What?
Oh, you didn't
No,
hear that?
obviously not. All right. Number one most important current event says ChatGPT. Here it
Wait,
is.
wait, hold on, hold on. I thought it was
What?
comments and current events. Do we not
Do
have
we
any
have
new
comments? I
comments?
don't know. I don't know. I'll look it up in a second. But number one, deadly Nipah virus cases prompt regional fears. Two confirmed cases of the highly lethal Nipah virus in India have led several Asian countries, including Thailand, Malaysia, and Singapore, to implement enhanced airport health screenings to prevent spread. The virus is rare but has a high fatality rate and raises concerns about cross-border outbreaks. Hmm.
Oh wow.
You heard about that?
I've never
Nipah,
Nipah does
N-I-P-A, Nipah virus, Nipah.
N
I don't know.
I I don't know.
Nipah, Nipah.
Hmm.
But oh, that sounds very serious. I mean, why not just shut it
The
down?
country?
Airports? I don't know. Like,
So you're gonna force people to be where they are? You're gonna shut
yes.
down the borders?
Well, yes. For a virus, I feel like aren't travel bans really common? I don't
You know,
know.
even during COVID, I don't think they had travel bans.
That's crazy. Oh, they just had screenings.
I thought so.
No, no. Was anybody? We're not even going outside during COVID. You think people are flying around? I don't. I feel like
No,
no.
no, like no, when the outbreak happened. It's not
Uh
like we
huh.
were saying people like you can't come into the US, right?
I don't know.
I know,
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure we didn't. Yeah, I don't think we restricted air travel.
Well,
Hey,
uh huh.
somebody look it up and let us know. But I don't think so. Not within the US.
That seems kind of silly.
Hmm.
Well, it
Yeah.
was already in here, but if it wasn't in here yet, yeah, I would stop people from the country where it was at from coming here temporarily or something.
I don't
We
know.
have to do something.
That sounds like a violation of civil liberties.
What? I like other non-citizens coming into this country. I don't know if that's a like. Does that matter?
I don't know.
You don't know. Hey,
I
just say something.
I
Say how you
truly
feel.
don't know.
You
Huh?
truly don't know. Hey, just say your opinions. Don't be scared. What's your
My
opinions?
opinion is about what? No, I don't think you should restrict travel because of a possible
Even if
virus.
there's a highly contagious, deadly virus, that's
Well,
crazy. You're
it's
crazy.
imagine that you
Hmm.
needed to go somewhere because it was like a family member's funeral. It was like a very big event, and imagine that they said, "No, you know what? You can't go because you might possibly be infected."
Well, maybe they can go through some special checks to confirm, like get a note from a doctor, and I guess you could fake that too. But no, I think social responsibility matters. Like, sorry, it's a crisis, and
Hmm.
yes, I mean that doesn't well, one person to bring it in. Who knows how serious it could get? You could kill a lot of people just because you wanted to visit somebody who passed away.
Hmm. So
Yeah.
you would be willing to give up your private rights as a citizen for the greater good?
If I was here right now, I'm trying to
Uh-huh.
go to another country where my family is at for an emergency, and they're like, you can't go because your country currently there's a deadly virus being spread, and we don't want it to spread to other countries. I think I would understand. Would I be hurt by it? Yeah. Would I be, I mean, upset? Sure, absolutely. But I also would be understanding. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Hmm.
And I would go through the proper procedures if that was what was required of me to get to wherever I wanted to go. I don't even have a passport. This doesn't even affect
Dude,
me like
you
at
know,
all.
actually, this actually happened to my mom during COVID. My grandmother passed away,
Yeah.
and because South Korea's travel restrictions were so strict that
Mm.
even if she got on the flight that day, they required something like 2 weeks of quarantine in like a hotel. So
Mm.
my mom would have missed the entire funeral, so she didn't even go.
and that's really sad. Like that, especially because it happened to your my friend's mom. But I also like, also get it.
Yeah. But you know what's also funny? She didn't have COVID. So if you think about what we're taking away and what we're gaining, I don't know. I don't know. There's just something about it. Just seems like a slippery slope. No, like when you start saying, no, you gotta stop doing this because it's for the greater good. Isn't that kind of like how back in the day, like all the Soviet Union communism stuff happened, and all the deaths and all the massacres.
I,
Does that
I don't know what the comparison is. Like, what did they do, and why did it cause so much death?
no? It was the I actually like so like Soviet Union, right? Communism
Hmm.
takeover
Hmm.
and too much power in the government's hand led to corruption and death and lack of resources.
Well, why was it? But was it for the greater good? The people, like, was it for the preservation of life?
Well, I think communism is. I mean, any like so any economic system is for the greater good. No, like you anybody who's for communism says that's for the greater good. Anyone who's for capitalism says it's for the greater good. It's not for the individual good, right? Especially
I don't.
communism.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, the point is, if your country has a virus spreading, no, I don't think you should be allowed to travel. That doesn't make any sense. That's crazy.
Oh, no, no. This is a slippery slope, right? So if if you can make that rule, then it's you can fake any sort of virus, right? Because it doesn't have to be super widespread in the country. You can just say you can kind of fake something. Oh, this part of this country has this crazy virus, so we shouldn't allow these people to come in here. Yeah, that sounds like a slippery slope. No, aren't you
Uh,
liberal? This should
what?
isn't doesn't this offend you?
I don't really like that term, but no,
Oh,
I think if you're
progressive.
what progressive, no, I don't like any of these labels. I believe different things for different things.
Oh, okay, okay.
But no, in this case,
Uh-huh.
I mean, there should be some sort of confirmation. I assume we're not just making. If your country or your leaders are making things up, then I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's kind of ironic saying that in America right now.
Mm.
But if all things were equal and people were doing things based on facts, then yeah, if there's a deadly virus in your country, I don't think you should let anybody out for a little while.
Oh, how about this? How about this? Let's say
Hmm.
that you live in a country where there's a deadly virus like spreading, and you're like, oh shoot, I gotta get out of here. And you know for sure you don't have the virus. Wouldn't you want the right to go to a different country to kind of run away from the virus? Or would you say, well, they're not gonna I should stay here.
It depends on the severity of the virus, but I think the first step is to not let anybody out. Then you can work on your policies. Like, okay, you can go to another country, but you got to be quarantined for 2 weeks or get a doctor check on you, blah, blah, something, right? All these things. And then you can have some of your freedom back. But in the meantime, no, just stay put. There's deadly viruses. Like a lot of people died during COVID. Why? Because they're breaking rules. Why? They're just going out and being selfish. I'm
Hmm.
not down for that. I stayed home as much as possible.
So you're advocating for nobody from India should fly to the US?
For now, yeah,
Oh,
until there's a better plan. Yeah, until the US
until
has a
the
plan of receiving these people. Hey,
hmm,
if you need to be quarantined in a hotel for a couple weeks, I'm down for that. That's okay. You can
hmm.
come. But I think we should be cautious and have a what like a protocol in case, because yeah, we don't want to get people sick and die from a deadly virus if it was preventable.
Hmm. Yeah.
Reckless behavior, well, hey, play silly games, you win silly prizes. Something like
Ah.
that. I got nothing against Indian people. Well, Well,
Whoa, whoa. Say, finish your thought.
well,
What are you gonna say?
I think everybody thinks the same thing. That country is full of a bunch of dishonest earners. Uh,
Whoa, oh, like the scammers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty prevalent and common, and
Huh.
I've been deeply affected by it.
Have you been
My
scammed?
dad, I me
Oh
no
no.
no not me, but I
Oh,
know my dad has been scammed at least once. I'm sure multiple times. Huh?
dang.
Like, no, just 2 weeks ago, his computer was freaking out. It's like there was a pop up window saying your emails are locked. If you don't call this number and like do something, your emails will not get unlocked, and something bad will happen. My sister just my older sister. She's like 10 years older than me. She's in her 40s. She's not too old.
Mhm.
Somebody hacked her email, quote unquote, hacked her email, and did something really crazy to her. All right.
Dang.
Anyway, and then
That's
my
crazy.
dad calls the number on the pop up, and he's trying to get his email unlocked by a foreign sounding person. Now, do I know exactly what country of origin they are? No, no, I don't have, I don't have proof where they're from, but my assumption is yes, they were from that part of the world,
Interesting.
the 7-Eleven kind. Whoa.
Bro, 7-Eleven was is actually originated in Japan. Did you know that? 7-Eleven is
But
a Japanese country
sure,
or
no, I'm
company.
sure. I don't care about the company in the country of origin.
Uh-huh.
It's the predominant business of the unnative Indians. Huh?
You know how I know that's like a hugely stereotypical thing that you just said? When's the last time you've been to a 7-Eleven?
I've been to
Ever?
gas stations.
No,
What?
no, no.
No.
7-Eleven specifically.
I don't even know where one is, to be honest.
Bruh. It's
But
okay.
7-Eleven is it doesn't it's just gas stations, right? Like gas
I
stations.
I think I feel like you're thinking Quickie Mart from The Simpsons.
What's a
And
quickie
that's like,
mart?
oh, you don't know the
No, no. Indians own a lot of gas stations. A lot of
Oh,
them.
true. You know, I think Indians they a lot. I think every single Subway I've been to in my lifetime has been owned by an Indian person.
Oh, what?
Subways
Oh,
are
Subway.
like the
Ah,
sandwich, yeah, Subway
yeah.
sandwiches. Yeah.
Well, I know this one Korean lady that owns a Subway, but
Oh, really? Dang,
yes.
she might be the only one. She might be
Oh,
the one Korean.
I'm sure there are others, but again, like people who immigrate to this country, they pick up an industry and they just share it with people of their ethnicity, and that's
Mm,
fine. Yeah, Koreans
yeah,
chose one thing, Indians chose another, Chinese people, they do their thing too, I'm sure.
yeah.
Anyway, I mean, it makes
That's
sense
interesting.
because you can't speak the language. You do businesses of what your fellow countrymen are doing at the people who you can do business with.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, you want to talk about ice?
Let's talk about ice, dude.
Yeah.
I had so much fun this weekend. Wait, what ice are
Oh,
you talking about?
the immigration.
Oh, okay.
Immigration.
Now, can
Yeah.
we talk about my ice first?
Sure. We could talk about ice and ice. That's
Yeah.
you know what's funny? Last Sunday, we were praying at church, and my suggestion was, let's pray for ice and then ice. Like
Wait,
the
did you not get that much ice? You guys still got to meet?
no, it was virtual,
Yeah. So
but
we
yeah.
we got some thick ice. It was kind of crazy. In the area that I live in, it's not really common, but we there was like a half an inch of snow that came, and then freezing rain came right after that. So yeah, it looked like snow, but it was basically like an inch or inch and a half layer of just ice. And even then, it was pretty fun. Like we couldn't play like we couldn't do like snowball fights or anything like that, but we got to go out, we got to ride sleds. And ice, there's something about ice that's very peaceful. Like whenever you walk on ice, the crunchy sound. I had a good time this weekend
How many days were you stuck at home? And did you hear about anybody losing their power?
In yeah, my parents actually lost power for
Oh,
only for like 5 minutes. They got that
oh,
quickly resolved. But no, I've heard of a couple people. Yeah, they lost people. But apparently in Georgia, the state that I live in, there are people that didn't have power from like Sunday till Tuesday, like in the remote parts.
that's crazy.
Yeah, and what was really crazy to me was this was the first time in my life living in Georgia where there was a layer of ice on my windshield, and I could not just scrape it off. I had to have my car on for like an hour to on defrost mode to melt the thinnest layer of the ice like that's touching the windshield, and I had to like break it up with my hand to actually be able to go out and drive. And this was on Tuesday, so it was well after the ice storm had passed. But because it was so cold, the ice that like fell, if it wasn't the shade, it wouldn't melt. It wouldn't go away. So that was very interesting. Like, and the other crazy part was, as you're driving around, right? Obviously, the car's heating up, so the ice that's on the car starts melting and kind of coming down. But I noticed on my car near the bottom of it, like icicles forming later, and that's because I got home, and I parked it, and the ice that was melting, it just started freezing back up again. Like it was it was really cold. So yeah,
What was the temperature?
I think it was 15 degrees.
Mm.
Yeah. So the ice would like kind of melt, freeze up again, melt, freeze up again. But there is word that another ice storm or a snowstorm this time might be rolling in this weekend. But we'll see. There's like a 30% chance that it will affect the area again.
I saw it was going to be really cold this weekend and during the weekend, and there was a chance of like precipitation.
Yeah. That's right.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Let's talk about the less fun ice.
Oh, some people really like it, so I guess it depends on the person.
uh,
What do you think about it, and what are the opinions of some of the people you know? Like, do you have people who like it, dislike it?
yeah. So, you know, well, in terms of opinions of people I know, I think everyone's universally like, what are they doing? So
Okay.
even if your political stance is that we need to do something about illegal immigrants,
Hmm.
I haven't talked to anybody who says that especially like the deaths of Renee Good and what's the other guy's name? Peter.
Something pretty.
Yeah, yeah. Nick. Oh shit, I forget.
I don't know. But the
But yeah,
nurse.
yeah, the nurse. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've heard of anyone saying that those deaths are to be celebrated. Like, I don't think anyone's celebrating the deaths. Yeah.
I don't, you know what? There's a lot of comments online, and who knows if they're real anymore.
Hmm.
But a lot of the people who are in charge of ICE and the people who are in higher positions in the government, I don't know what their names are, and I don't really know what they do.
Hmm.
But their opinion is he shouldn't have had a gun. He shouldn't have been on the street. And if he wasn't, he'd be still alive today.
Hmm.
And then there are some people, yeah, there's a lot of people who take up that narrative. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So I think there are people who do believe that, and there's a lot of talking heads who are trying to get attention. I honestly, like, genuinely, I don't know if they like. There are people who justify the shooting of that. Let me look up. I feel like it's not right to not say his name properly.
Yeah.
Alex, yeah, Alex Pretty, Pretti. I guess that's right.
Is it Peretti? I think Alex Peretti.
Peretti, but it's spelled
Oh,
Pretti.
okay. Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, but anyway, that incident especially, I don't really like. I saw the video and I saw multiple angles, but there are still people saying he was armed, he was there to do something bad, he had a lot of ammunition on him. I don't know. Like every angle I've ever seen of that video, it just doesn't support what some of these people are saying, and it feels like they're just straight up lying.
You know, I think that the Trump administration, I think today, came out saying that they were wrong about their initial assessment of that situation. So I think they initially defended the ICE agents, but I think they came out saying, "Oh no, actually, I don't know if they fully walked it back, but I think they did kind of say, oh yeah, the ICE agents might have been in the wrong." And I know Trump had a phone conversation with Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota, and they're trying to de-escalate the situation together. And I think the person, I forget his name, but the person in charge of ICE there right now, I think he's in trouble. Like I think they're trying to get him to come back to Minnesota to like charge him or something like that. But there are things happening. So I think on the whole, even even the Trump administration isn't like doubling down on saying that ICE is doing everything well. But you know what? You want to hear something very interesting?
Sure.
So I listened to this podcast called Breaking Points, and they had a journalist on, and they were interviewing him, and he was apparently like he was in contact with a lot of ICE agents and within the organization to really try to figure out what's going on. But apparently, all the people who are on the ground kind of doing that stuff, you know, like those ICE agents that like ended up killing people, apparently nobody wants to do that. Like none of the actual like veteran ICE agents want to do that. So what ended up happening is people like the head people of ICE said, "Hey, who wants to go?" And all the kind of smart, reasonable people are like, "Oh, I don't want to get into that mess. I don't want to go." And so it's the untrained, kind of naive, overly enthusiastic newcomers who are kind of, you know, someone looking for trouble. Those are the guys kind of who end up being the people on the grounds. And so even within ICE, apparently, they're not too happy about what's happening there, even internal to the ICE like organization.
I mean,
Isn't that
that makes
interesting?
sense. It's they're making my like if I was a part of ICE and it at one time was reputable and a good job, now it's just it's laughable. Like the people who are out there, they're just doing whatever they want.
Hmm.
You know what I think it is? Like without even verifying what you're saying, like it they do seem like they're new and poorly trained. It seems like it requires nothing. Like you just apply, you get accepted very quickly. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they're not even dressed properly, most of them, right?
Hmm.
It seems to me, all right, this is just my assumption. To become a police officer, it's not that hard. I think it's just what a couple months of training, but there is some training, right?
Hmm.
And for ICE agents, for these new guys who are just doing crazy stuff, like the Alex Pretty situation, a dude pulled out his pistol to whip the guy in the head or something. Like that's not normal. That's not a normal thing that you do. And yeah, these guys seem like they wanted to be cops maybe, but they couldn't or didn't have the discipline to go and like actually become a police officer. And now they have a badge, they have some kind of authority, and they're out there doing crazy stuff. And I do think there is some kind of like incentive to catch a lot of people. That's
Hmm.
the only that's my only way of making any sense of any of this because like they're out there doing their best to just go anywhere that they can think of and like what would be normally illegal for a police officer doesn't seem like well, I'm sure it's illegal for the ICE agents too, but they don't care, they just do it anyway. Like going around asking people if they're citizens and demanding ID even though they haven't openly committed a crime. Like there's no probable cause, right?
Hmm.
Police officers at least they're supposed to wait for probable cause, and then you can go into investigation and ask for ID. ICE agents they just harass people.
Hmm.
So poorly trained people who couldn't become cops, uh, racists. Sorry, racists and there's an incentive. I think there's some kind of financial incentive for them to catch as many people as possible. That's my assumption, without looking into it at all, almost.
No, I think it sounds reasonable. I mean,
Okay. Well, it's
yeah.
not as fun if you're almost on my side about this. Anyway,
I don't know.
look.
Oh, wait,
You don't know?
you want me to defend people getting killed? I would never do that.
I Hey, some people are like there's talking heads on TV and social media who are trying to defend. Like, look, the Alex Pretty one was pretty bad from every angle, but
Hmm.
a lot of people were saying, what was her name? The good lady,
Renee, good.
Renee Good. They're
Hmm.
trying to say that she was trying to run over the ICE agent, and he was justified in shooting her in the face.
Hmm.
Like, that one may be a little bit more gray, but no offense to any, like, look, I've never been in that situation. I've never had a person trying to run me down with a car, but it was from a complete stop. I'm not sure how much, like, even if you try to run the car as fast as you want at a person right in front of you from zero, like, is it really that hard? And she wasn't, and the car was turning away too, like 100%. It was turning to the right. How much damage and how hard it is for you to just kind of avoid the car right in front of you that's at a complete stop.
Hmm. Yeah, not hard. Wait, do you
Not
want me to
hard?
take? Do
Okay.
you want me to take the opposite
Oh.
stance here? Is that more fun?
No, it's not about more fun, but I'm just
Oh,
kind of talking and just seeing what you think. But
yeah.
yeah, like you think hers was completely unjustified too?
No, cause so I mean, I will say this.
Hmm.
I don't think in any altercation, I
Hmm.
think most of them are avoidable. If it isn't something like a random shooting where somebody just comes up to you and just shoots you in the head, yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds unavoidable.
Hmm.
But I think in any altercation, there 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 is a path to avoidability. So
Yeah, de-escalation. I think that should be the first priority for civil servants. Silver servants, civil
civil,
servants.
sure, but I
Silver.
think on both sides, right? Like there's ways to avoid the situation on both sides, right? I don't know what the situation was, but if you just stop moving and then they shoot you, then I will say, yeah, that was totally unjustified. But if there's stuff happening, then I want to say that there was a path to avoiding that situation.
So yes, I think in almost like the people in the comments used to what's it called, like defend police officers who would ask for an ID without probable cause, would reach inside of cars trying to detain you, and then everybody online, they always say this and it drives me crazy: just comply with the officer, and like all of this headache and a physical confrontation can be avoided. I i don't really like that argument, because it's your, like, these are your rights, and you're saying just give up your rights and comply, and things would be so much easier. I'm not a big fan of that argument. Like, why is I don't need to give my identification to somebody if I'm not commit like if I'm not suspected of committing a crime, and it hasn't been observed. Why the freak am I gonna give you my identification? And also, like, you have no right to reach into my car, touch my property, touch me. Like, you need a warrant to do that, or like, have reasonable suspicion of a crime. That doesn't make any sense to me. And so that's we used to, like, I see a lot of arguments back and forth about police officers who would do that. ICE agents, to me, what it looks like from all the things I've seen, they just do whatever they want. They'll open doors, pick you up, grab you out of the car. Like, how am I supposed to just let you push me to the ground? And like, look what happened to Alex Pretty. What was he supposed to do? Like, I mean, it was like 6 or 8 versus one, and he was already on the ground, and they still shot him, even though his gun got pulled off of his body. So, what could he have done to de-escalate? I don't know. I
No,
guess he should
so
have just
no,
stayed
this
at home.
is sure. That's my point, right?
Mhm.
Like it's avoidable in the sense that yeah, the best way to avoid a snowboarding injury is to not go snowboarding. Like I
Okay.
think So like,
Because
and again, that's what I'm saying. If it was, they were just standing there minding their own business and it happened, sure. But they were, I mean, they were protesters, or they were at least associated with the protest. And I'm not saying protesting is
uh,
bad. Yeah, I think anyone who wants to protest should be able to protest with safety and all of that. But if I was talking to my daughters and I saw how tense like the atmosphere was, I would say, like if you're gonna go protest, you gotta be you gotta be overly aware of the situation and overly looking to avoid incident. You know what I mean? So I'm not, again, I'm not, I'm I guess I'm trying my best to make a counter argument here, but
mhm.
yeah, I think it's just tragic because it is avoidable, any deaths of these types.
Okay. No, no, no. I agree. I agree. Like you should be aware and try to avoid, like any big confrontation that could lead to something serious. I think that responsibility more so is on, the agents, not the uh, public citizens. But uh, I don't know, right? This is just me talking out of the information that's on my Instagram and in my head. But I don't think Alex Pretty was protesting. I think he was just walking down the street, and then he saw some harassment. He pulled out his phone, and it's not like he was. And then he was trying to help people get up that are literally being pushed.
Oh
I,
yeah,
I don't know what was happening to those people. And then the Renee Good. It looked like she was in a neighborhood. Like I don't know. Like I think I assume she was somewhere near her home. Like these are just people walking down the street and maybe just driving near their homes and they're being like confronted. Like, I don't know how like yes, you should try to avoid it, but these people specifically, if that those are the situations, how do you avoid that? I don't know how avoid. And I saw another video too. ICE agent just in an apartment complex, just looking for people.
hmm.
And then this lady who says she was an attorney, she came up and she was like, what are you guys doing here? Get out of here. These are people who have like asylums on file and they're waiting for their court hearings. And the guys are like, we don't care. It doesn't matter. Like, this is none of your business. And the lawyer lady was like, this is my business. So these are people out there near our homes looking for, I don't know what I mean, I know what they're looking for, but anyway,
Yeah.
that advice, it's maybe challenging. And plus, I mean, I believe in protesting. I wish I had the time and capacity. I know that sounds really lazy and bad, but I do
My
what I can.
my
I do
next
what I
question
can.
was going to be, which protests have you gone to so far? Have you
I
ever been to a protest?
um
I personally have never been to a protest.
like where I live, it's pretty quiet. I honestly don't even know if uh, I'm sure there are people protesting somewhere here, maybe, but like in some places like Minnesota, there's protests like crazy.
Hey,
But
hey,
yeah.
you should put your money where your mouth is, and you should go protest by yourself. One man protest in front of your local city hall. You know, protest
I
something.
so, I like okay. So I need to find out what my representatives believe.
Uh-huh.
But what if like I go out there by myself with a loudspeaker? We don't want ice. Well, actually, I know there actually is ice.
Uh-huh.
Some like I've heard ice be here in our city.
Uh-huh.
But imagine like I go by myself. We don't want ice. We don't want ice, and then everyone's like, "We no one is disagreeing with you." Like, yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
is on the other side.
So
Who are
then,
you protesting?
yeah, like anyway, that doesn't seem like a good constructed use of my time.
Uh-huh. Do
But
you
anyway,
do you remember the episode of Community where Annie
yeah, the
and
town
Britta?
hall.
No, no,
Yeah,
they're at school.
Breda.
They're protesting oil spill, like a tanker like spill in the ocean.
A community. I thought we
Yeah.
were talking about Parks and Rec. Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
Community.
Yeah.
And they're like protest. Oh, like all these people, like this is terrible for the environment. And the student walks by and goes, literally nobody's on the other side of this. Everyone thinks the oil spill was terrible. I don't know
Hmm.
what you guys are doing. It just
That
reminded me of that. Hmm.
man, I started watching a little bit of Community, but I can't remember exactly like how that joke was said and how it landed. But in Parks and Rec, when the Grizzle anyway, the big
Yeah.
tech company
Hmm.
is like stealing all their data and using it,
Hmm.
and then they're at the usually the town hall meetings are like everybody arguing against the what's her name,
Leslie Nope.
Leslie Nope,
Hmm.
yeah, the parks lady. And then the one time they're like, we're not against you on this.
Yeah.
That's like that was the consensus of the crowd. But anyway, like, so where do we go from here? I think Democrats are really trying to like, we're trying to get votes to. Well, I say we. I don't know. I mean, like, I think the tide is turning. I think it fluctuates,
Uh-huh.
and right now it's very Republican, right? And I think we're feeling this ain't it, and I think it's gonna swing hard in the other direction. But I mean, what? Yeah, I mean, so like, if the Senate and the House, if they turn blue, Donald Trump is probably getting impeached.
Hmm.
That's what I see online now.
Yeah. That's possible. I actually, the reason why I don't think so is because it looks like Trump's administration is actually kind of going against ICE right now too. So
Well, so
if
yeah,
if the if it keeps going the way that we think it's going to go, and Trump is like, hey, this is terrible, I'm going to fire all the people at ICE and I'm going to try to fix this situation, you know, you, you might be putting all your eggs in one basket in terms of Democrats, right?
you know what, like, but oh man, so yeah, I think that's it's a possibility. But then, like, you're all these people, like, a lot of people have to get fired, and they have to like eat their words again, because it's we're living in a time where everything is recorded, it's been copied. There are like hundreds of thousands of
No,
copies of what you said.
no, you
It's
know
gonna
what
be
though?
what?
Why I think this situation is a little unique is because you can pin it on a couple people. Like there are people you can throw under the bus, and that be the end of it. It doesn't have like I don't think this is one of those situations where it's a presidential like kerfuffle. It's more of a localized kerfuffle because it's not like
Uh,
Trump is the chief of ICE, right? Like he can just
no,
be like,
sure.
yeah,
Oh,
and I feel like he's already doing damage control now. Like he's already saying things to be like, no, like the stuff that's happening is not good. I'm gonna go fix it.
well, okay, maybe he's saying that. I don't know. I haven't really paid attention today or the past couple of days, but I also know he's 100% said stuff like, if you don't want stuff like that to happen, yeah, it's a tragedy, but yeah, you can avoid those situations. He said a lot of things to support the things that have happened, and if he walks it back, you know what? That guy, that say what you want, but he's really good at avoiding consequences.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, yeah, like say what you want, but he's really good at that. So we see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. But
You,
right now, like, uh,
I actually think there's something bigger going on that we don't really know about.
oh, conspiracy? I maybe honestly, like, I don't doubt it. Tbh.
I think there's something specific about Minnesota that's being targeted because the big thing before this was the whole Somali daycare fraud thing that happened a couple of weeks ago. So
In
what?
Minnesota.
Yeah, do you know about this?
I think we talked about it briefly, but no, I can't remember what's going on.
Basically, it's
Defrauded the government out of
yeah,
a lot of money.
yeah,
Okay.
by making fake daycares that weren't really taking care of any
Mm-hmm.
kids.
Mm-hmm.
And that was I remember hearing an interview with somebody saying that that's actually not super unique to Minnesota, but for some reason it blew up only focused on Minnesota. So I don't know. I think there's somebody somewhere trying to. I don't know. Is there oil in Minnesota? I mean, we, or rare minerals that we can't get to for some reason. I don't know. Something's happening. We just don't know what. We just don't know what. Yeah. Anyways, so you haven't. You've literally haven't seen any new TV shows or movies? Have you seen Stranger Things yet?
No, I'm catching up with school. Like yesterday, wanted to take a nap at 7. I woke up at 7. So
Bruh.
like
Wow.
not 7, maybe like 6:30.
Wait, like
Anyway,
12 hours of sleep?
like 10, 11. Yeah, like I
Wow.
slept 10 or 11 hours yesterday, and I still feel kind of tired. But I don't know what's been going on. And plus ice. Oh, plus I sliced my hand. My body is really working hard to heal my hand.
Oh, your finger?
Yeah, from slicing it on that mandolin, it's a like a even the one that is pretty much healed, I still feel a lot of pain here. I guess nerve damage. I don't know. Like it's still if I put too much pressure on it, it stings, even though there isn't really like a cut there anymore.
Hmm.
So I guess nerves have to keep growing and healing. I don't really know how any of that stuff works, but
Dang. Oof. Ugh. Well,
yeah.
how's your search for finding an owner for your engagement ring? Making any progress?
Hey, you want to have a Christian debate?
Oh yeah, let's do that. Go.
Well, real
Uh-huh.
quick.
Uh-huh.
Well, I guess we're on the same side about ice. I thought that'd be more sort of intense conversation.
No.
But I mean, okay, what about illegal immigrants? What do you think about illegal immigrants?
Oh yeah, I think it's bad. Like unfettered, uncontrolled immigration. Yeah, I think that's bad.
That's sort of like, yeah, I think most people would agree not having borders is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Having borders, I mean, you can't have a country without any borders,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, but that's reducing it all the way. What about something more relevant to our current circumstance? Because obviously that's not the case.
Like
Like I
what?
think we have like 14 million undocumented migrants in our
Yeah, I think
country.
I think that's way too
Uh,
much. No?
that that's way too much.
Yeah. 14 million?
Uh,
That means that's like what? 5% of our country?
5%.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure, like three. I'm comfortable with three because I'm sure there's more than 300 million people in our country.
Okay.
But what's the downside of having 14 million undocumented immigrants in our country right now? What's the downside
Well, I think
for citizens? Uh huh.
yeah, it's taxes are shared resources, right? And if you're illegal, there's no guarantee that you're paying income taxes, federal, state, all that. And so you're receiving benefits um, disproportionately from what you're throwing into the pot, I guess. If you want to think about it in terms of
Okay,
taxes.
that's interesting. But like, what kind of benefits can an undocumented person get?
I mean, there are a bunch of services that are free to anybody, right? Like emergency room. Like you don't need to pay for to get to be seen at the emergency room. Like they might bill you later,
Hmm.
but they can't. Emergency rooms can't like be like, oh, because you don't have money, we're not gonna fix you. So there's that. There's like welfare. There are a lot of programs that are kind of no questions asked. If you need a shelter for the night, we'll give it to you. Or if you need groceries, we'll give it to you. Those kind of programs that are meant to help people, who need assistance, that gets the amount of people who have access to that increases without the resources increasing at a commensurate rate.
Okay. So, let's round it up, like 15
Mm-hmm.
million people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure. I mean, these are numbers you can't even verify. But let's say there's 15 million people, and let's say that's 5% of our population, country's population.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like they would. So those are things that they. Well, I would assume undocumented immigrants don't want. Well, okay, so they can go to the hospital actually, because I don't think they check ID, and they won't call immigration services because
Yeah.
that's not what they're there for. But so these services that you're describing seem to benefit homeless people in general,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like if you have a job, if you have a place to live, then it won't affect you. What percentage of that 15 million do you think are homeless?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. No, but I guess those are extreme cases. But like school, right? You can send your kid to school, but school is run on tax money. So even if let's say a non-homeless illegal immigrant, they
Uh-huh.
can still receive resources via school.
Okay. So so I don't know the numbers, but yeah, there are some services and benefits for undocumented immigrants that cost tax money, right?
Mm.
But if they're working and they're renting a home somewhere, they're paying taxes.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Well, so
Some.
apartments, I don't know how that works. I'm sure somehow, like I'm sure the owners of the apartment they pay taxes, yes, and then that's built into the rent of every single apartment in that complex. I assume, right? Property taxes. I'm sure everybody pays property tax.
So,
So in the uh-huh.
but the I kind of know just from the community around here, um, that a lot of the illegal immigrants they work and they get paid under the table, so they
Mhm.
don't have to pay income tax, and the people who employ them they don't have to pay um, employee taxes. Like the taxes that they have to pay that kind of cover certain things in payroll. I forget what it's called, but like both from the receiving side and from the paying side, those taxes don't get paid out as normally as they
Okay.
would if you were of status. Yeah.
So, yes, if you're getting paid cash under the table, cash, though, from the business standpoint, I think they don't even, a lot of businesses that, I don't want to say this like out loud, but I think it's understood. Like a lot of cash, they don't report it anyway. Okay. But if you're getting paid 100% cash under the table, then yes, you don't pay income tax. I agree. But I also know many undocumented folks choose to get like a IRS tax identification number, and they do pay taxes. Why? Because they want the paperwork, that history. Um, uh, so right now, if you're undocumented, if you're here for a year or
Hold on
more,
one second.
it's I mean, even if you're here now, even for a day, it's like impossible to get citizenship or status here in this country. But there are people who are illegal who have no way to like good status in this country. They still choose to pay taxes by getting one of those IRS tax numbers. But taxes are built into sales taxes. Like everything you buy, you pay tax. And also, like yeah, if you have a place to stay, whether it's an apartment or you're paying rent at a house, taxes are built into that also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they are paying some tax.
But
And
again,
I think
but it's not at the same rate.
no, yeah, sure. If they're not paying any income tax, they pay less tax, but part of the reason we pay taxes is not just for government services, it's for the future, like social security and stuff like that. Stuff they're paying into that they will never be able to take out of in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I I think mathematically, yes, a lot they might pay less tax, but it's not a net negative overall. Like the 15 million people who are here, they pay more taxes than the benefits that they receive out of from the government. Is my small understanding.
Hmm. Yeah. Maybe, but I think so. Then, if that's the case, then I have to go back to. Don't we need to at least understand who these people are coming in? Like
Like because they could be dangerous.
well, it's not even just danger, but there's a reason why we have certain visas, right? We have visas for high skilled workers. So,
Hmm.
in like the tech sector, they have certain visas they give out when there isn't somebody in the country or in the area that can do equal amount of work at that skill level, and so then they give out visas to backfill those things. So that we as a country have reasons for bringing in certain people, and we do background checks and stuff like that. But if we're okay, if there is a nonchalance of in terms of attitude towards illegal immigrants, doesn't that kind of undermine the efforts of all the policies and all the all the things that we have in place in terms of like people coming in?
I mean, undermining. I don't know. Like the high school labor people who are on special work visas and school visas. Well, one, I think it's like you get it by luck. But um, I mean, so there's 15 million people here. I
No,
think
yeah, you do get it
for
by luck, but you need to have that skill in order to even be
so
considered.
only. if you have a certain skill, you should be allowed to come to America.
Yeah. Well, if you're trying to come in, like there has to be some sort of standard, right? Again, it's
I
because
mean, yes, and I mean, so there are people fleeing, bad situations, and we have a process for that. But even that process is almost impossible.
no, but like so I this is my whole thing
Hmm.
is what is it truly our responsibility to be a safe haven for the world? And
No, no, yeah, okay,
and
sure.
if the answer is yes, which I'm okay with, then is it do we just say all right then just bring them in and then we just let them be, or like shouldn't the responsibility fall on the individuals who believe that and actually like take them? Like I just don't understand. I understand at a human level, right? Like I understand the peoples who are fleeing like terrible situations, even if it's not like war, people who are like running away from terrible economies, terrible countries. Like yeah, of course I feel compassion for them and I feel for them. I want them to I want them to be able to come into our country and enjoy the opportunities that we have and things like that. But it can't be a open door policy. Like it can't. It just can't. Otherwise, the whole thing would collapse, right? And I think condoning the presence of any illegal immigrant is kind of condoning an open door policy, right?
I think no, I understand what you're saying, but no, no, I don't think so. I don't like I don't think it's like a like well, I think there should be a better process put in place for more people to be able to come here legally. But even like our so like asylums too, I think there are quotas probably. Like it's almost impossible for if you're unskilled and in poverty to legally come to this country in a like in a what's it called like in a reasonable amount of time. So I think we should adjust it to let more people here legally. But to me, there's no downside of having undocumented immigrants here right now. Like, oh, everybody's wanting to get rid of all 15 million people. But I would assume, because why? Because we don't want open borders and because we don't want to have a lot of like unknown criminals here. But I look, without even looking at the numbers, I'm going to assume the vast majority of people, they're working, they're paying taxes, they're just raising children. They're trying to, have a good life for themselves. I think the narrative of criminals and rapists is kind of like outrageous. Like, yes, of course we should have borders, but if we're also calling ourselves a Christian nation, we should have compassion on foreigners, especially if their lives are difficult in other countries. But like sending them back to, it's anyway. Look, we're almost out of time, and there's so much to talk about.
No,
But yeah,
I think we have
I
more.
don't think they're
I think we have more time
uh,
than you think. We started a little
maybe
like
like a couple
yeah.
minutes. Mine says 58 minutes right now, but I don't think they're that big. I think they pay more. So the whole population, right? If there are criminals, we should deal with criminals, not whether they're citizen or not. But undocumented immigrants, they pay more taxes than the benefits they receive, and I think I assume, right, they commit less crimes than I'm going to assume citizens, like at a rate less than citizens. Then what's the downside of having them here? If we got rid of all these people, our economy, I think, would crumble in a lot of places. A lot of industries would really struggle.
And I agree with that. I agree with what you're saying, but
Mm.
then we need to have a process for like to determine who can stay, right, and who
Yeah.
truly needs to go, right? But we then and the entry process was supposed to be that, but yeah, like the rate at which illegal immigrants came in recently was way higher than what we could manage. You know what I mean? And that's why I think
Uh huh.
kind of across the board, like even like a lot of Democrats agree that it is an issue that we need to solve. But I just don't think the answer is, well, just whoever's here, just let them be. Like like if that's going to be the case, then we have to go through the process, like changing policies, like you were saying, and make them legal somehow and do all of
Hmm.
that. But the answer can't be just let them live the way that they're living.
It would be no. So I mean, like If we could do it, we should do. This is the best way to do it. Yeah, change our policy because a lot of the immigration laws that we have now are from the 90s. What's that now? More than 3 decades ago, and like the process hasn't changed. It's just restrictions are crazy. For example, like we talked about it before, but if you've been here illegally for more than a year, you have to leave for you
All right,
to
that's the
have
time. Thank you
any.
guys.
Okay. All right. Bye bye.